So first pair into the water box for National Tire non-electronic. Neil Cutherson brings up the 1997 Chevy pickup dialed at 675 to the 8th mile. Dale Northgraves in the 1977 Nova dialed at 662. And at long last, National Tire non-electronic is underway. Dale Northgraves makes the pass, goes into round number 2 with a 665 at 102 miles an hour. Bring up Eric Hansen. Wanted to thank Matt from North Vancouver along with Broadway Mechanical and Dirty Snowball down to 785 in the Plymouth. Racing Brandon Piscasek's Ford Mustang. Sponsored by Motor in Canada with Thomas and Buick Racing. Down to 843, he leaves first. Eric Hansen got there first, but goes under the dial by 10th thou. Brandon Piscasek to round number 2. Next up, Cody Blues down to 9 seconds for Anthel Towing in the 1995 Chevrolet. Richard Love for Reflection Guesthouse SS Motorsports, with extra thanks to Ryan Ledre and the MRP crew for all of their support. Down to 787 and his 1971 Chevelle. Realizing as I look up from my screen into what's actually on the track, that's very much not a Chevelle, that's an S10. So Love breaking out the truck. And Cody Blues will lose this one. Love goes 798, 73 miles an hour. 46 cars in competition for National Tire non-electronic. They'll have 6 rounds of eliminations. Dennis Winton brings up his lost in time machine down at 659 to Veronica Hodgson. Down to 752 in the Dodge Dart. Veronica Hodgson gets the pass into round number 2. Dennis Winton unable to get around her. We'll bring up Daryl Tibby for the Horizon Paints and Auto Body Supplies. Chevy 2 dialed at 673. Racing Dave Shirk's Titanium Racing Blazer dialed at 689. Daryl Tibby goes 5 thou right on the tree. Dave Shirk is through to round number 2. Next up, Jim Stahl racing against John Tabak at the Rad Torque Systems S10. The 2000 Mustang dialed in at 715. The 1989 S10 dialed at 671. Tabak turns on the red light, goes 200th red, and Jim Stahl through to the next round. John Vandeven, the next one up, with a 1968 Firebird dialed at 648 to race Mike Render's Fountain Tire, Fortunato, Lorco Auto Parts, and AFD Lube 1985 S10 dialed at 682. .009 red for John Vandeven. Mike Render goes 680 with a 4, 99 miles an hour. Bring up Lorenz Schwartz for Titanium Autogroup and Bubba Speed Shop at down to 650 in the Monte Carlo, going up against Andy Klosky in the Strip Teaser Dodge Dart, down at 620. To the 8th, Lorenz Schwartz got there first, goes under by 3 thou, and put Klosky to the second round. Your 2022 King of the Track is out early. Brian Heffel brings up the Chevy Vega down at 590. Nick Barnhart in the Barn Find Mustang going to go up against him and without at 637. Both cars already pre-staged. Barnhart, the last one to get in. And he turns on the red light, a pair of red lights, in fact. But Barnhart's the worst of the two, went 0.16 red on the tree. Heffel went only 0.08. Ross Walker and Ross Hornall, the battle of the Rosses here. Hedge your bets, folks. Which Ross do you think takes this one? Will it be Walker in the Chevy 2 down at 650, or will it be Hornall in the Heather Hornall Real Estate Dre Electrics and Stowe Speed Shop machine down at 703? Ross Walker and Ross Hornall both go down track. Hornall out in front first. Walker chasing. Double breakout. Ross Walker takes it, being the lesser offender. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Electronics to the lanes. Electronics, we need you to the staging lanes pronto for first round of eliminations. That is Rad Torque Systems. Electronics to the lanes for first round of eliminations. Lorne Dufour up next in the Dufour All Auto Body Done Rip Performance Roadster. The 23T machine dialed at 513, one of the quickest cars in the non-electronics category. Going up against Robert Getz, winner in NHRDA last season. Running up in the 1994 Mustang, dialed at 984. Dufour having to be patient. Takes off after in the Roadster. Can he get around him? Oh, he got around him, but under by 3 thou. Robert Getz moves on. Sylvia Hookston's out in front of Al Patterson. She's got a 001 reaction time, but gives it away on a double breakout. Had the best light of elimination so far, but she went 600ths under, Patterson 400ths under. So Patterson to the malfunction, Albia Tyler and Acadian is into round 2. Al Proc, the next one up in the 1970 Plymouth, down to 622. Delaird Rodenizes Old Yeller Lorco Auto Parts Ford machine, dialed at 599. Red light start for Proc, could not hold it in the beams. Rodenizer with an easy run to the next round. Bring up Keith Winterbottom in the 1968 Camaro, dialed at 604, going up against Chris Stone. Stone currently into the next round of Top Comp as well. The Stone Cold Racing Dodge Dart with a 440 Mopar engine, dialed at 617. Not a lot separated this pair off the starting line. Keith Winterbottom goes red. Could not hold it there on the starting line. Chris Stone to the next round. Now here's a mean-looking Mustang over in the right lane. Going up against the pickup, but I can tell you right now, that pickup is a sleeper. I've seen Giovanni Aliberti's Extreme Caliber Performance S10 make some monster passes, and to prove it, it's dialed in at 580, 1/10 quicker than Steve Ericsson's Shelby GT 500. And Aliberti goes on with the red lights, smokes the tires, still runs it out the back door, goes 576, but it'll be Steve Ericsson to round 2. Bring up Barry Patterson, racing John Van Capel. The 1965 Coronet dialed at 622, racing against the 1966 Chevy 2 dialed at 624. John Van Capel got there first, goes under the dial in the process. Barry Patterson takes the freebie to round 2. Dustin Ward brings up his 1967 Dodge Dart dialed at 623, racing James Taggart in the Airport Glass DRG fencing gearbox. 3-time Real Street champion over there in the far lane in the 1964 Falcon, dialed at 673. Well, he might be a 3-time Real Street champion, but he's not going to win this time around. Knocked down to round 1 on the double breakout. Dustin Ward to the next one. And it is a day for the darts. Rob Hodgson brings up another one. Down at 673, racing Blair Criddle. The Precision Performance Ford Roadster is out at 569. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Final call for electronics. Final call, absolutely final call for electronics. Hodgson goes red by 14th thou. Blair Criddle is into round number 2. Walter Johnson, the next one up. Walter Johnson brings out that 1972 Chevelle down at 725, racing against Jessica Armstrong in her 21st year of competition with a 1975 Dodge dialed at 854. Armstrong struggling to get that car moving forward, looking like she's got a handle now. Armstrong goes red for stinking thou. Walter Johnson to the next round. Hey, attention to the pits, attention to the pits. There are updated ladders for all applicable classes at the base of the timing tower. Once again, that is, updated ladders are available for all applicable classes at the base of the timing tower. Ed Hodder brings up the Chevy Camaro. The stock eliminator driver running at 630. He won the Lucas Oil divisional race here a couple years ago, running against Rob Monroe Sr. in the 1931 Model A for White Knuckle Racing, Gibson Racing Transmissions, Horizon Paint, ST Performance, and B&N Hot Rods down at 559. Well, Harder lifted up the wheels and then realized he had the wind light, so Monroe going to be knocked out of this one. Went 2/10 red on the tree. Ed Harder is into the next round. Dustin Hunter brings it up next in the Ford Falcon, down at 589, running up against Scott Winterbottom. And the Rags to Riches Top Shop Chevy 2, down at 601. Whoa, boy. Scott Winterbottom making a move to the right side wall, gets it back into the groove, and he's going to run that out the back door and go for the win. Dustin Hunter turned on the wind light initially, but went under the by 19th thou. So Scott Winterbottom is in round 2. Next pairing up, we got Kevin McCauley and that old school Cutlass out at 745. Coming on up over here, TCS side, going up against Craig Johnson. And the Johnson's Customs Exhaust, BC Scale Rad Torque Systems, Chevy Malibu Wagon. .745 to a 660 dial. Craig Johnson trying to outrun Kevin McCauley, and he's going to make the pass. So Johnson gets into the next round. Bring up Brad Owens and that 1955 Bel Air. Down at 606. He's going up against Terry Hookstons in that 1966 Nova, down at 756. Both races away on the green. Brad Owens can't make the pass. Terry Hookstons stays out in front for the win in the 66 Nova. So that's going to wrap up National Tire Non-Electronics. We roll into Rad Torque Systems Electronics. First pair up, Keith Peterson brings up the Super Gas style Ford Mustang, dialed in at a 650. And how's that? Andy Klosky back out to play for the strip teaser. Peterson's Mustang, sponsored by Pro Power Management, Peterson Fabrication, Stitches by Shireen, part of the West Coast Pro Modified crew, along with Hudson and Jackson. He'll be leaving first and likely utilizing a throttle stop. We've typically seen this car running the 990 index in JBS equipment weekends. Klosky got out in front. Peterson, though, with the top end charge, makes the pass. How about the margin of victory? 1/1000th of a second between the pair. Well, this was supposed to be a double, and, well, something of some description happened down in the staging lanes, and Jason Biscay's opponent, the Mustang, he could not get he or she could not get fired, so Biscay on the free pass in round number 2. Down at 651, and this is going to be an easy free pass for him. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Door Slammers, you're on standby. Canada West Door Slammers, this is your standby call. Door Slammers, this is your standby call. Kimberly Jonkine brings up the Titanium Autogroup, JBS Equipment, above a speed shop dragster down at 480. Facing off against Dave Stobie in the 1956 Corvette down at 677. Oh, well, that doesn't look good. One of the crew members of Kimberly Jonkine's dragster quickly making a stop motion and then immediately running on over, correcting something within the nose of that car before letting it go out. Would that be the spine of that car? It's hard to tell dragster anatomy sometimes. I don't think they have engine hoods, since the engine's behind them. Stobie's away. And that is gonna work out for Kimberly Jonkine, because Dave Stobie goes 3/10 red, or 300th red. Well, Cole, I'm gonna go get me some dinner. I haven't eaten in about 7 hours, so I'll leave it to you.
Sounds like probably a good call as we get ready to go and continue through round number 1 of eliminations for electronics here for Rad Torque Systems. Is Kevin Garlock dial in at a 540 in the Camaro. Going to face off against Warren Jacobson over there in the Chevy 2, dial in at a 633. So Garlock out of Victoria going to be waiting on the Chevy 2 over in the Lordco lane. Both racers clean and green at the line, going to come down to the stripe. Well, that one was pretty much decided on the starting line. An 023 light for Warren Jacobson gets the round win. 635 on the 633 dial-in, 580 with a 9 on the 540 dial-in for Kevin Garlock. So Jacobson closer to the dial, better on the tree, better package all the way around for Warren Jacobson. As next up going to be Wes Hendricks facing off against Jim Banky. Banky dialing at a 640, Hendricks with a 655. Itty-bitty head start for the Falcon. Well, how about that? Jim Banky goes red, adds insult to injury, runs a 640 with a 0. On his 640 dial, that goes 011 red on the tree. And Wes Hendricks, he's going to move on into round number 2, run 655 with an O on his 655 dial-in the Falcon. 098 on the tree. But the main thing was that he got the green light and Jim Banky didn't. Brad Vinci out of Langley, the 68 Camaro, the B&C Racing 68 Camaro up against Jeremy Soares in the dragster. 472 the dial-in for the dragster, 685 for the Camaros. So the dragster going to be waiting on the starting line for quite some time. Is Brad Vinci going to get the head start? There he goes, Vinci. Here comes Soares, and, well, that one didn't matter, and Soares going to break out. But again, Brad Vingy, red lights on the starting line by 0.3 of a second. 0.0003 red on the tree. So 3 thou away from a quad zip light, but 3 thou on the wrong side of things. As Jeremy Soares running over the dial, 471 with an 8, so 2 thou quicker than his dial. But gets the round win as Brad Vingy red lights away his chances. Kevin McNichol supposed to face off against Aaron Phillips. Aaron not in the other lane, so Kevin going to get the competition single into the next round of the Rad Torque Systems Lordco Racing Machine. Attention in the pits, Canada West Door Slammers, to the lanes for qualifying session number 5, Canada West Door Slammers. To the lanes for qualifying session number 5, 640 with a 6 and the 640 dial. So just about 300ths, just over 300ths quicker than what Kevin McNichol dialed, and going to come back next round, tune that up a little bit. Getting that competition single into the next round. Martin Rochelle going to go up against Lorenz Schwartz. Schwartz dialed in a 649, a 640 for Martin Rochelle, meaning that Lorenz Schwartz is going to get an itty-bitty head start by about 0.09 of a second off the starting line. Green on both sides of the racetrack to the stripe. Lorenz Schwartz, Martin Rochelle breaks out by 8 thou. 639 with a 1 on the 640 dial. 651 with a 3 on the 649 dial for Lorenz Schwartz, and he's moving on into round number 2. So West Coast Pro Modifieds, this is your standby call. Again, standby only. Ted Buss out of Shawnigan. Colton Morin right here in Mission. Colton breaking out, running 508 with a 9 on the 510 dial. 570 with an 8 on the 570 dial for Ted Buss. Not too shabby of a package. For the racer out of Shawnigan in that 34 Ford Roadster is Dustin Hunter from Chilliwack, the 64 Ford Falcon up against Nick Angelucci in the 78 Malibu out of Agassiz. 681 for the Malibu, 587 for the Falcon, so it's going to be the Falcon that is waiting for almost a second on the starting line. Both racers clean and green down to the stripe. Angelucci going to get it done. 686 with a 0. Margin of victory at the stripe. 7 thousandths of a second for Nick Angelucci. Dustin Hunter, 587 with a 416 miles an hour on the 587 dial-in, but that was helped out a whole lot in part to Nick Angelucci's reaction time. 019 on a tree compared to Dustin Hunter's 071 light. As Mike Robinson getting ready to roll up to the line next to JBS Equipment's JS Power Sports 27 Ford. Racer out of Chilliwack going up against another Chilliwack racer, Emily Gerard in the dragster with the big block Chevy power plant over in the Lordco lane. Emily dialed in at a 584. 575 for Mike Robinson. The TCS side of the racetrack means that Robinson's going to get the head start. Both clean, both green. Emily Gerard with problems, though, and it's all Mike Robinson. 577 with a 6. 115 miles an hour and .941 Something off in the reaction time department there for Emily Gerard. 562 with a 4, though, 113 miles an hour, so problems for the dragster. And here we go with the next pair. Craig Johnson out of Langley. The Johnson Custom Exhaust BC scale machine going up against Alan Mackham out of Everett in the Nova. So it's going to be Craig Johnson taking out the round win, 679 with 672 with the 9. Let's try that again. 87 miles an hour, 008 on the tree. Has a 561 and the 564 dial in, breaking out for Allen over in the Lordco lane. Is John Tabak going to get the bye run on in round number 2 by virtue of having the best reaction time in electronic. John got one of those coveted mugs, went quad zip on the tree. That means his reaction time was 0.0000, all the way to the 4th decimal place in round 1 of qualifying this morning. He's getting a chance to shake down the Rad Torque Systems S10, 665 with a 0 on the 671 dial-ins. Need to tweak that a little bit before round number 2 as tractors will head out for a little bit of track prep, and we'll get ready to roll on in to, I believe, some door slammer action coming up as they have been called to the lanes. So once again, Canada West door slammers, you guys should be filling up the lanes for your next qualifying pass. Canada West door slammers, you guys should be in the lanes as we got the track prepped and ready to go for round number 4 of qualifying for Canada West door slammers, presented this weekend by Paradise Homes Construction and Development. Paradise Homes was founded in 2001 by 2 local businessmen. At the time, they both had full-time careers but had a strong desire to build quality houses, and so they created Paradise Homes. Complementing each other well, they have been building exceptional housing ever since. Rod LeClaire and Gary Brown teaming up for Paradise Homes. They appreciate the highest compliment you can receive as a referral of your friends, family, and business associates, so they thank everybody for their trust. Comox Valley Excavating also stepping on board for the co-sponsor for this weekend for Winter Harbor Marina and RV Canada West Door Slammer action. They cover everything for your project requirements, covering all aspects of land clearing, foundation and site prep, septic fields, driveways, irrigation and ponds, riding rings, sports fields, golf course, trail building, hydro seeding, commercial snow removal, and de-icing. Full equipment lineup of tandem trucks and pop-ups. All the equipment that you need, you can give Poe and Kathy a call at Comox Valley Excavating, and they wish everybody a fun and safe weekend in Canada West Door Slammer and Doorwarz competition here for 2024.
Hi, I'm Kevin Ness,
And I'm Shelby Murdoch.
and we're out here tonight at the Mopac Friday Night Street Legal, and we're going to do some passes in our Mustang that we are giving away to our best Vanna White here. So we're going to take it down the titanium strip tonight. We're going to see what it can do on the quarter mile. We're going to get some baseline passes so that as we do some upgrades over the next couple weeks here on the car, we can see what kind of changes and how that works and how that helps out and brings our ET down and makes the car faster. So we'll see how that goes.
Super exciting.
I got some more exciting news for you, by the way. So anybody who's entered into the Mustang draw by July 14th is also going to be entered to win 2 Saturday Rockstar VIP tickets to Street Outlaws No Prep Kings. So you'll get to come and experience up close and personal at the Titanium Strip when they're here taking on Western Canada's best no prep racers. We hope to see you out here.
Everyone knows that the most important part of drag racing is the golf cart. So show off your cart today by tweeting us #MissionRacewayGolf.
So again, good time to go grab something before we have our next qualifying session for Canada West Door Slammers. As we mentioned, going through Comox Valley Bobcat and Excavating, as well as the fine folks at Paradise Homes helping out with the sponsorship for the Canada West Door Slammer category. And we have made the call again that Canada West Door Slammers, you guys should be in the lanes right now, and they're pretty much backed up all the way to the access roads. So looks like the majority of our Canada West Door Slammers competitors are already in the lanes. So definitely want to make sure that everything's good to go. You got all your food, your last-minute snacks, and maybe made one last visit to the beer gardens over on the Lordco side of the racetrack at the track entrance, the grandstand entrance, as you get a nice overhead shot up there on the big screen. And there's the concession area. Again, you can head on over to the concession stand here at Mission Raceway Park. One of the hot dogs you can grab, hamburgers, more ice cold Pepsi products, hot chocolate down there, service with a smile. Also got the Badass Garage set up with all their merchandise right beside the half-track snack shack. And big thanks to everybody and all of our vendors here at Mission Raceway Park, again, helping us out. Bouncy Castle in operation. Make sure to get the kids over to the Bouncy Castle, have some fun here while you got a little bit of downtime, and then we will get ready to roll into this next qualifying session.
Well, obviously, the tractor's still hard at work prepping up the track. That is not the only reason, though, why we are currently waiting on the fourth qualifier for Canada West Door Slammers. We are right now in a brief weather hold. There has been some sprinkles that have been noticed, so we are seeing how this is going to develop, and hopefully it's a situation that'll move on swiftly so we can get back to racing. Well, with the weather still looking to ruin our fun, we're going to be sending the Canada West Door Slammers back to the pits. That's what you see taking place in front of you now. They're all going to head down the return road, return to their pit stalls, and hopefully this will clear up soon and we'll be able to get them back into full racing form later on. Well, while the rain might be looking to put a damper on drag racing for now, the drift ride-alongs at the top end of the racetrack on the spectator side are still very much open. As, well, you can do a little bit of drifting in the rain. So if you ever wanted to go down and get a drift ride-along with all proceeds going to Variety Charity, Children's Charity, now would probably be the best time to do it. So while we are still in this holding pattern for the weather, the last we heard, it looked like it was starting to ease up a little bit, but we're still keeping our fingers crossed. So I know shortly, Valley Tech is currently in the works of setting up a little bit of a highlight reel over the course of the weekend so far and showing some of the big moments. So we'll see what they can cook up with here in a little while. So, a little obligatory top of the hour update. We are still in a holding pattern for the weather. We are still holding out the hope that this rain might ease soon-ish. We will continue to update you with the developments as we receive them. Hey, listen up. Attention out there in the pits. Attention in the pits. For all the juniors, I would say check your pit boxes and around. There's been a junior starter that's been left in the staging lanes. It has been brought to the starting line, so if you are missing a junior starter, it is currently waiting for you on the starting line.
Quality is never an accident. It is the result of high intention, knowledgeable effort, intelligent direction, and skillful execution. It represents the wiser choice of many alternatives. JBS Equipment. The field's the limit.
Taking care of your car is a responsibility. It ensures the long life of your car and its expensive components. That's why Lucas Oil takes automotive protection so seriously. Lucas heavy-duty oil stabilizer bonds with motor oil to shield engines from heat and wear. So take pride in caring for your car and pass that pride and knowledge to the next generation for years of smooth, reliable driving on the long road ahead. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
Well, folks, we gave it our best shot, but the radar is not looking promising, and with the rain continuing to sprinkle down, we are going to have to call today's program where it's at. So we are not going to be calling the races official yet. We are going to try and see if we can get things wrapped up for tomorrow. We are aiming for a 9 a.m. start, weather pending. So once again, racing action for today is D-O-N-E, done. And we will be back in action, weather pending, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Big thanks to Valley Tech and Still Real Productions for their hard work this afternoon, for putting things out there for MRP Lordco TV on the live stream. Big thanks to, of course, all of our Mission Raceway staff and all the races for coming on out to party with us here on Saturday. Shame we couldn't get the whole thing in, but hey, there's still the rest of the weekend. We'll hopefully see you bright and early on Sunday morning.
Draw the prize from the raffle down at the drifting demos down at the far end of the track. As soon as we have the name, we'll let you guys know, and you can go pick that up, or they will contact you by the phone number you've left. So just give us 1 second here. Yeah, give me it. Nine 95203. Sorry, say that. 952034. Melina Runas, you've won the hoodie from Red Dragons. So they will contact you if you are here. Head on down to the Hard Knock Stunts guys down at the far end of the drag strip, and they will have your prize for you there. Thanks everybody for watching out with the demos, and we'll see you next time.